I, 34F, was with Liam, 35M, for over a decade, had 2 children with him, and we broke up when I learned he was cheating on me with Ella, 30F. Ella was pregnant when I learned about their affair, and the two of them were very smug about the fact they were going to start a family with my kids who were young enough at the time to potentially see Ella as a second mom in their lives. Ella was downright nasty, saying she could provide them so much better because her parents were wealthy and she'd be the #1 mom in no time. We ended up getting shared custody of our children, and the schedule was week on week off. X and I had to meet at a neutral location per our custody order to reduce conflict and any problems with the exchange of our children. The judge also ruled that Ella could not be present for exchanges, given her alienating language toward me that was not totally hidden from mine and Liam's children. My ex and Ella got a big shock when her family did not support them following the realization that she helped him cheat and had gotten pregnant with someone who had a family. So they ended up struggling. While I was doing better than ever after making a career shift I had wanted to do for a bit before that. They of course realized this over time. This was I think just after they had their daughter and around the time they got married. Then the name I had heard for their daughter was suddenly changed to my name, and they started being super sweet with me and saying how my kids deserved one family unit and how their daughter was named after me, was my kid's little sister, how she needed someone to help support her and give her the life her siblings have, etc. I told them they were crazy and I was not their daughter's anything. They had 2 more girls since then. And apparently, they are telling those girls that I'm their aunt and/or their other mom, hence the older of the 3 being named after me. The oldest is always trying to seek me out. My ex brings her during exchanges of our kids and she rushes out of the car with my kids. They have told me how uncomfortable it makes them because they aren't allowed to correct it. I told my ex he needs to say something. I said the same thing to Ella but they didn't. A few days ago their oldest sought me out again and asked if she could stay when my kids stay with me and how she's so glad I'm her aunt and her other mom. I told her I wasn't. I said so kindly. But I was also firm that I was not her aunt or her mom in any way. She got upset and ran back to her parents, and then I got dumped on by Ella for breaking her daughter's heart. She said they had only tried to be nice and make the best of the family situation for the kids, and I was the idiot. I feel kind of bad because the little girl was devastated. At the same time, I don't have any interest in being part of those 3 girls' lives in any kind of way, except for when I see them for my kids. Am I the idiot? She's calling you the idiot after you broke her daughter's heart, but she did the same for helping a married man with 2 kids cheat with her. Karma did bite them. Definitely not the idiot. Not really idiot comparable, as OP is just kindly telling the truth now after Ella has been making up crap. Ella is the idiot to her own girls just to try to weasel some money out of OP, never mind all the stuff before. I feel really bad for the kids stuck in this demented situation. How awful to be lied to by your own parents as a way of manipulating others. Right? Like they want to basically force OP into caring for their daughters financially, at least it seems like money is what they are trying to gain based on what OP has written. It's messed up in such a major way. It's not OP who will get hurt by their actions, it's their own daughters who will be hurt, and that isn't on anyone but them. It's not on OP, it's not on the kids, it's on the ex and his wife. Nothing quite like people who think the only way to live is by guilting and shaming those around them in order to manipulate situations people to get what they want. Wonder how long until the ex cheats on his current wife and she will get to first-hand experience what they did to OP. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's not like someone who cheated and rubbed it in their ex's face is going to just never pull that crap again. It seems pretty likely he will cheat again. Then when that happens his current wife will probably want to be all buddy-buddy with OP for support. Not the idiot, I would have pointed at them and laughed. You should have told the kid her parents are liars. Also, if Ella isn't allowed during drop-off, why was she there with her kid? You should go back to court and tell the judge your ex and his wife are making your kids uncomfortable with their inappropriate behavior and that they are harassing you for money. My brother-in-law, Sammy, lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago. He moved in with us and brought his twin daughters, Olivia and Sloane 18, with him a couple of months ago. His sister, my wife, and I have one daughter, Zoe 16, and she and her cousins aren't close but get along fine. Olivia and Sloane have no respect for Zoe's privacy, none. They used to walk into her room and take everything they get their hands on. Makeup, phone accessories, clothes, school laptop, etc. Zoe complained a lot, and I've already asked the girls to respect Zoe's privacy and stop taking things. My wife and Sammy saw no issue with this. After all, they're girls and this is typical teenage girls' behavior. I completely disagreed. The last straw was when Zoe bought a $60 MAC makeup kit that looks like a paint set that she saved up for over a month, and one of the girls, Sloane, took it without permission and ruined it by mixing shades together while using it. Don't know much about makeup, but that's what Zoe said when she found the kit on her bed and was crying. I told my wife and she said she'd ask Sloane to apologize, but I got Zoe a lock after I found she was moving valuable belongings out of the house because of this incident. Sammy and his daughters saw the lock and weren't happy. The girls were extremely upset. Sammy asked about it and I straight up told him. He said, "My daughters aren't thieves, it's normal that girls of the same age borrow each other's stuff." He said Zoe could easily get another makeup kit for $15 from Walmart and shouldn't even be buying expensive adult makeup in the first place, and suggested my wife take care of this defect in Zoe's personality, trying to appear older than she is. He accused me of being overprotective and babying Zoe with this level of enablement. I told him this is between me and my wife, but she shamed me for putting a lock on Zoe's door for her cousins to see and preventing them from spending time with her, saying I was supposed to treat them like daughters, then demanded I remove it, but I said this lock does not get removed till her brother and his daughters are out of our house. She got mad I was implying we kicked them out and said her family hate me for this. So I reminded her that I let Sammy and his family move in, which is something her own family refused to do, so she should start with blaming them for not taking their own son and niece's granddaughters in. If it wasn't for her family's unwillingness to help, we wouldn't be dealing with this much disturbance at home. Everyone's been giving me and Zoe silent treatment, and my wife is very much upset over this. Not the idiot. Don't back down. You are the only one sticking up for Zoe. If her cousins want to use expensive makeup, give them your wife's. I guarantee she won't appreciate sharing anymore. They need to start behaving like appreciative guests. Not the idiot. Your wife harbors someone who tells you that Zoe has a defect in her personality for buying an expensive makeup kit. That's the kind of thing that has people thinking about divorce. Not the idiot. Your daughter doesn't feel like she has any privacy or respect in her own home, and you gave her a lock to give her back her privacy. You tried talking to your wife, your Bill, and your nieces, and that got you nowhere. If your daughter has to accept 3 additional adults living in her home, they need to accept her very reasonable boundaries of not taking and ruining her things. Good for you showing your daughter you respect and support her. I'm 24 and go to school FT and work PT. I do pay my mother $300 in rent utilities. This is new. She does not pay any of my bills. I pay for my own tuition, books, food, gas, car insurance, etc. This is not new. My younger brother also lives with us, 19, and just works but does not pay any rent. In fact, my mother gives him money. It's like any money I give my mother goes directly to my other siblings, and it's a point of contention. To make matters worse, she not only lies about my brother paying rent and not giving him money. My mother discreetly dropped me off her work insurance plan. I only found out when I called her job up to get a new health insurance card, and they told me that I was no longer on the plan anymore. That actually hurt that she did that. She is under financial stress right now because she is also supporting my loser sister, her baby daddy, and they just had a kid. In the past, I would give her T-1098, which is the tax form for college. It was of no value to me because I was listed as a dependent, which was required to get health insurance under her job. Basically, she would say that she paid for all of my tuition and books so she could get a bigger refund and more credits on her tax return, even though I was the one who personally paid for all of my college expenses. She asked me for my T-1098 from the past year, and I refused to give it to her. Since she kicked me off her insurance because she couldn't afford it and didn't bother telling me she did that, I am now deemed an independent and I am filing my taxes as such. She blew up at me saying that things are financially tight and tried modifying our rental agreement to where she would claim my college expenses as her own. I won't budge. I would actually get a big enough refund to cover next semester's tuition. P.S. My mother's employer pays 100% of her insurance and like 50% for dependents. She had a high-end plan. It's not free. I ended up getting insurance through my part-time job, which costs me $100 a month. I told my mother that I would be happy to give her my tax papers and that whatever extra she gets can be used for rent. She refused. She wants to rent and my tax papers. Not the idiot, but be careful. Some of this sounds like it might be tax fraud. Also file your taxes ASAP. Just because she took you off her insurance does not mean that she stopped claiming you as a dependent. As everyone has been saying, move out to disentangle yourself from this mess. Not the idiot, holy crap man, I really feel for you. I can understand your mom is tight on money, but removing you from the insurance and then not telling you, that's really awful. I'd try and move out ASAP if I were you. I don't know your financial position, but if you can get a place with roommates, it would be better for you even mentally. Not the idiot. Not only that, but you need to get receipts from your mother for the rent you are paying her. Then claim that on your taxes too. You're getting screwed out of a lot because of her. It's time to do something about it.